Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you're new to the channel, if you're finding us that very first time, welcome as well. It's good to have you. And our topic today, it's going to be, this is why your member experience sucks. Okay, this is why your member experience sucks. And before we get into our topic, just a quick reminder that my mission, my focus here on the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to as many people as I can, across all regions, all across the globe. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel, when you choose to like the videos, when you choose to offer comments, which we appreciate your comments, and when you choose to share the information. So if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. For those of you that have, thank you very much for doing that. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, check out those links below. It's recently updated, so there's some additional information on there for you. And then for those of you, if you want to choose to support the channel, you can hit that thank you button. You can choose to become a channel member and just click that join button, which will also get you additional information on how to grow and develop your business. And so with all that said, let's get into our topic. And as I mentioned, our topic today is, this is why your member experience sucks. Okay, here's what I mean. The member experience, it directly correlates to your attrition rate. Okay, and I see attritions between 3 and 4 and 5 and 6% or higher a month. And for example, if your attrition is 4%, okay, that means you're losing about half your member base every year. And that tells you that half your member base, maybe that experience is not what they needed, it's not what they hoped for, it's not what they wanted. And so we always trace it back to the member experience. And there's a lot of things to look at, okay, when we look at this, because when you get right down to it, the issue of retention, it's everything. It's everything that you do, relates to retention. So I want to talk about a few things about why your member experience might suck and why we struggle at it sometimes, but take a good, hard, objective look at this to see, are there some things on here we can improve upon? And really, none of this is really process here today. This is some other things. And so, number one, okay, putting your customer on hold too long. Putting your customer on hold too long. I mean, when's the last time someone called in and we just left them on hold? Okay, I know I've called places, gyms, fitness centers, right? And I've just been left to hold, and no one ever got back with me, or I'm continually getting cut off. And whether it's your fault or someone else's fault or not, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the customer, they get put out by it, okay? And they're going to want to go somewhere else. Because one of the other things to remember on this retention concern, it is sales, okay? It's salesmanship. And the thing about selling is we want to be easy to do business with. Because if you're not easy to do business with, customer is going to go somewhere else. They're going to go someplace else where it is easy to do business with, okay? So putting customers on hold, way too long, okay? It happens. Make sure we're quick. Maybe you even think about policies where you don't even put the person on hold at all. And if you do, we're going to get back to them quick. So take a look at that one. That happens probably more than you might think. Number two, using negative language. Using negative language. And this kind of comes from Salesmanship 101. The number one rule in selling, if I could pick one thing, it's always be agreeable. Mary, I understand. I'd feel the same way if I was in your shoes. Mary, I get it. We should be giving you better service than that. Mary, I hear what you're saying. Okay, a lot of our members want to think about it before they get started. Now, none of that means you're going over to the other side. We're just being agreeable. We hear what they have to say. We're acknowledging it. And yeah, I get it. I hear you. We need to do a better job of helping you. Okay? And so negative language, oh, no, you got it all wrong. No, that's not how it works. No, that's not what I said. Okay? If there's one thing that is simple enough to change, it can be this. And this will help at many levels. But using negative language, you want to learn to be agreeable. Mary, I understand. We should be giving you better service than that. Mary, I understand. I'd want to cancel too if I wasn't using it. Okay, doesn't mean we're going to stop right there, but it's a great way to kind of draw the person into you when you're agreeable. Try it. Just practice doing that in your everyday life and see what happens and see how things change. Number 3, transferring calls again and again and again. And so, it could be a corporate office. That happens a lot in a lot of these corporate offices, a lot of these administrative kind of things, or back and forth with billing companies and things like that. But transferring calls just again and again and again. Well, the wrong place. Well, this person can help you. Well, they're not available. Let's get them to people that can answer them. Now, I'll give you an example, okay, of one of the ways we've kind of worked this, and I'll give you a couple thoughts. But one of the things we've done to really kind of address this is, we've created, a customer service logbook. If you don't have one, I'd suggest, getting one. And you can use an actual book. You can use the actual binder there at the front, or you can create like a big Google Doc or something like that, a real-time doc if you like. But you've got the customer service logbook. When a customer comes in, we log in, okay, what's their issue, what's their concern, okay, and no, they didn't get this, or they weren't billed, or credit card number, whatever it is, okay, we put it in there, and then we assign a person to handle this, and they're going to get back with them in a timely manner, okay, and that's a great way to limit, moving the person all over the place, because we want to get them right who they want to talk to right now with somebody that has knowledge that can help them. Don't put some new hire at the front desk in charge of this, because it's not fair to them. Okay, you're just going to leave them with egg in their face, and you're going to lose a customer. So transferring calls again and again. I'll give you another one that's frustrating, is when people call, they leave messages, and you never return the call. A lot of smaller operations have this a little bit, because they're dependent upon kind of that voicemail a little bit, and messages are left and you never hear back. Okay, and these things can be very frustrating, and you may find you're leaving business, on the table, just by some inefficiencies there. So, if your member experience is not up to par, take a look at that one. How do we communicate? One of the other things I would kind of throw in there a little bit too. I don't think I have this here on my list, but it's an over-reliance on technology. I know there's companies that I work with, companies that are kind of joint venture partners of mine, that, boy, it's all technology, and it's like pulling teeth to talk to somebody. Whereas other companies, boy, it's really easy to talk to them. Okay, you can text them, they'll call you back, and it's an easy line of communication. And you want the human element. Don't lose the human element of this, and that's the nature of the business that we're all in, right? So transferring calls again and again is number 3 on my list. Number 4, asking your customers, asking your members to repeat themselves. Don't keep asking them to tell the same story again. And sometimes this happens when we transfer them to somebody else. You got to talk to this guy, you got to talk to this guy. Let's get the information from them once. Let's get it documented, and let's get it. Don't be asking them to repeat themselves. Okay, people get irritated when you do that. And the same thing. Let's stay focused on becoming easy to do business with. Number 5, staff has no empathy. You might think we do, but take a look at it. And use your attrition numbers as kind of how you're going to gauge this. If you're losing 4% a month, half your members a year. If you're losing 6% a month, which is nearly 3/4 of your member base every year, maybe there's some things in there. That'll tell you, okay? If your attrition is 2% a month, you're pretty good. Doesn't mean you want to keep working, don't want to keep working at it, but you're in pretty good shape. But staff has no empathy. Let's understand the customer situation. If they feel like, we debited them too early, if they feel like we debited them twice, and maybe we didn't. But just understand maybe whatever the stress or the pressure that person's going through, and kind of take them under your wing and let's help them. Okay? Because at the end of the day, even if we made the mistake, let's fix it. Let's do everything we can to fix it. At least let's have empathy. Let's understand the customer situation. Okay? And then, because once you fix it, from where I sit, that's one of the highest levels of service that you can give. And you've kind of earned the right to maybe talk about personal training or, show some retail or things like that. But have empathy. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. How do they feel? Okay? And this can draw people toward you. Okay? It's one of those good things you want to do. And then finally on my list, on why your member experience sucks, okay, is rude behavior and bad attitude. Rude behavior and bad attitude. And, you know, we may not think we do this sometimes, but really be on guard against this because, hey, not everybody's perfect. You know, sometimes our staff can have a bad day, okay, and we can show rude behavior. We can show bad attitudes. You know, sometimes we might do it on social media and don't realize what's going on, and members see this kind of thing, and it kind of changes things a little bit. But you know, inside the gym, let's make sure that we are really, you know, going to the extreme of really taking care of our customer. Now, let me say this about the rude behavior and bad attitude. You know, one of the things that we can do, okay, is when it comes to training our staff and teaching our staff, where I sit on this is, you know, we always hear customers number one. A little bit, maybe the employee is number one, because your customer is going to think and feel and act, in most cases, how our staff does. If our staff has that great attitude, that our staff is doing all these great things, a lot of times that's going to translate into our membership base. If our staff isn't doing it, now we're going to have problems with members. I see that frequently, you know, particularly with clubs that struggle a little bit. And so we want to make sure our training program is top notch. But think about, maybe we should treat our staff like they're VIPs. You know, how can we control this a little bit? Because, you know, one of the things that's, you know, one of the secrets to all of this maybe is we want to be accountable. I'm accountable. Okay, if the staff has rude behavior and bad attitude, okay, I'm accountable. Okay, what can I do to change? Well, maybe how I treat the staff can change. Maybe how I train the staff. Maybe how I work with the staff. You know, maybe the staff just doesn't have the information. Maybe they come across this way, but it's really not true. Okay, but really take accountability on this, and then let's take some action on it. So take a look at this, you know, because we're talking about your member experience. We want to give the member more than they ever bargained for, more than they ever thought they were going to get. We want to give them that country club level service at a health club price. So take a look. Let's see if we can improve our numbers here, because the better job you can improve your attrition, your retention numbers, okay, the more you're going to grow, the more you're going to profit, and the stronger business you're going to have. So folks, again, my name's Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. Appreciate you being here today. And as a reminder, you know, my focus, my mission here in the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to as many people as I can, you know, across the globe. And the best way I can do that is when you hit that subscribe button, you know, when you hit that like button, when you offer comments, when you share the information. So if you've not yet done so, you know, please subscribe. If you've already done that, thank you very much. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company and how we can help take your business to that next level, check out those links below. We've got a lot of new information down there we've recently added. And then if you want to support the channel a little further, click that thank you button, and then you know, consider becoming a channel member. Click that join button, and you'll receive additional access and additional information to more that will help you grow and develop your business. And we'll look forward to seeing you all in that next video.